New roller coasters, new attractions, new experiences. There's a lot going on this year at theme parks around the globe, and in my previous two videos, we've been discussing all of the new additions that will be opening in 2024. In part 1, we talked about new rides opening in North America. In part 2, we discussed all of the international projects in Europe, Asia, Australia, and Latin America. But there's something we haven't discussed yet. Entirely new theme parks that will be opening their gates for the very first time in 2024. Good day everyone, my name is Parker, and welcome to Theme Park Parkay, the series where we discuss all things theme parks here on Adventures with Parker. This is the third and final installment of our New for 2024 mini-series, and today I'll be breaking down every new theme park that will be opening in 2024. We have 10 parks to talk about today, and I'm beyond excited to break down what you can expect to find at each of them and some of the rides that they'll open with. So without any further ado, let's talk theme parks. Let's start with one that we've been following for a while, and that's Mattel Adventure Park in Glendale, Arizona. This park will be part of the VAI Resort, previously announced as Crystal Lagoon's Island Resort, which will feature a collection of luxury hotels and dining, retail, and entertainment experiences surrounding a central lagoon. Mattel Adventure Park will feature several attractions themed to the popular toy brand, but one of the biggest highlights will be Hot Wheels Twin Mill Racer, a 116-foot high, 2,503-foot long Chance Hyper GTX, featuring a 50-mile-per-hour launch, 2 loops, and 2 corkscrews. The park's other roller coaster will also have a Hot Wheels theme, Hot Wheels Bone Shaker, the ultimate ride. This will be a Chance Rides family coaster, featuring an 84-foot booster wheel chain lift and a double helix. Another big highlight of the park will be the Barbie Beach House, which will feature a rooftop bar, the Barbie Dream Closet shopping experience, and a flying theater attraction, in which guests will join Barbie and her friends on an adventure from Malibu to New York City. Other rides include Hot Wheels Go-Karting, Hot Wheels Unleashed the 4D Ride, the Thomas Adventure Train, and an accompanying World of Sodor area, He-Man vs. Skeletor Laser Tag, a Kerplunk Drop Tower, and Mattel-themed games. Peppa Pig made it big when she opened her very own theme park at Legoland, Florida, but there are already 2 new Peppa Pig theme park properties getting ready to open in 2024. The first will be located in the North Richland Hills area of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metro, and unlike its predecessor, it will not be attached to any other theme park or resort. The park will have 5 new rides: Peppa Pig's Balloon Ride, Granddad Dog's Pirate's Boat Ride, Grampy Rabbit's Dinosaur Adventure, Mr. Bull's High Striker, and of course, a clone of the iconic Daddy Pig's roller coaster. Other attractions include the Muddy Puddles Splash Pad, Peppa's Pedal Bike Tour and George's Tricycle Trail, funfair games, and several playgrounds and interactive sensory play areas. The other Peppa Pig theme park will be going to Günzburg, Germany. This one will be located adjacent to Legoland Deutschland, returning to the form that we saw in Florida. The park will have a total of 5 rides, including Daddy Pig's roller coaster and 7 themed playgrounds, although exact details haven't been released. But given the numbers and the confirmation of Daddy Pig, I expect the offerings will be identical to that of the Texas park. 2024 will mark the 20th anniversary of the Peppa Pig franchise, so the timing of these 2 parks is perfect. However, something I find interesting about these standalone parks is that, although they offer similar attractions, they're all smaller than Peppa Pig World at Paulton's Park, which is included as a themed land within that park and not as a separate gate. But I guess the difference there is that Paulton's Park is not associated with Merlin, and Merlin owns the theme park rights to Peppa Pig everywhere outside of the UK. But let's move on from Peppa Pig and talk about a park that has really been taking the theme park industry by storm: Six Flags Qiddiya. Although it's using the Six Flags branding, the park won't actually be built or operated by Six Flags. Instead, it's being funded by the Qiddiya Investment Fund, which is a part of the Saudi Vision 2030 program to diversify the economy and bring in more tourism to the kingdom. Located 65 kilometers from downtown Riyadh, the 79-acre park will be home to 28 rides and attractions, spread across 6 immersively themed areas. These will include Steamtown, a steampunk-inspired land where the past and future collide; Discovery Springs, which will have a focus on water; Twilight Gardens, which will feature beautiful foliage that comes alive with lighting effects at night; the Valley of Fortune, which will celebrate Arabian culture and architecture; Grand Exposition, which will be inspired by the World Expos of the past that brought the world's nations together; and finally, City of Thrills, which will feature the park's most extreme rides and coasters. Among these is the infamous Falcon's Flight, which will be the world's tallest, fastest, and longest roller coaster. Designed and built by Intamin, Falcon's Flight will have a total of 639 feet, a drop height of 519 feet, a top speed of 250 kilometers per hour, and a total length of 4,250 meters. This monstrosity will be the world's first exit-coaster, and its highest point will include a turnaround and a dive off of a canyon wall. The park will also be home to the world's tallest drop tower, a Vekoma tilt coaster called Iron Rattler, a GCI wooden coaster called Colossus, a Mauer ride spike coaster called Sea Stallion, a 240-foot tall Intamin launch coaster called Spitfire, a Vekoma family suspended coaster called Adrenaline, a mock water coaster called Sawmill Falls, a Vekoma Horus model family coaster called Twilight Express, a Zamperla family balloon ride, a swing ride, and a pendulum ride, most likely a Zamperla Discovery. Overall, the park sounds extremely ambitious, but well thought out. Despite some delays, construction of the park seems to be coming along at a decent pace, making a 2024 opening very likely. I don't know if I'll ever get a chance to visit this park myself, but it has captured my attention. And hey, never say never. Saudi Arabia has been making some major changes over the past few years, and with a project like Qiddiya, they obviously want people to come. Staying in the Middle East, Dubai Parks and Resorts is transforming their former Bollywood park to become Real Madrid World, the world's first theme park themed to the Real Madrid Football Club. Unlike the Bollywood park, which placed a greater emphasis on entertainment-based experiences, Real Madrid World will lean into the world of thrills and entertainment. According to the official press release, Real Madrid World will welcome sports fans, families, and friends who can look forward to adrenaline-pumping themed attractions, immersive experiences, and fan engagement opportunities, celebrating football and basketball in the Real Madrid way. We already talked about the GCI wooden coaster formerly known as Bombay Express, but the park is also rumored to include rides that were intended for the cancelled Six Flags Dubai project. Although the concept of theming a theme park around a sports team may seem a bit odd, it's important to remember that there's a strong fan culture surrounding Real Madrid overseas, so it does make sense given the context. Jumping on over to Japan, we have another popular franchise being brought to life this year with the opening of PokePark Kanto at Yomiuri Land. Now, PokePark Kanto is being advertised as a new theme park within Yomiuri Land, but the reporting makes it unclear as to whether it will actually be a separate gate or just a land within the existing park, similar to how Universal advertises the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Nevertheless, it's being treated as a separate entity, and either way, this is exciting. Yomiuri Land describes PokePark Kanto as, quote, a space where Pokemon fans from all over the world can gather together in this area rich in nature, experience Pokemon, and have fun together, transcending national, regional, and language barriers, end quote. Yomiuri Land previously opened a Pokemon-themed attraction called Pokemon Wonder, which allowed guests to explore hiking trails while searching for Pokemon in the grass, acting as a sort of outdoor scavenger hunt experience. PokePark Kanto, on the other hand, is expected to be a full-fledged amusement park featuring immersive environments and rides, similar to Universal Super Nintendo World. Speaking of which, This is an interesting project considering that Universal is also planning on bringing Pokemon attractions to their Osaka resort, but I'm sure the concepts are different enough that it'll still work. PokePark Kanto will celebrate the history of the Pokemon franchise, as it will focus on the Kanto region from the original Pokemon Red and Green games, which is fitting considering that Yomiuri Land is located in the real-life Kanto region of Japan. The world will soon be home to another Legoland property this year, as Legoland Shenzhen is expected to open in China sometime this year. Spanning 584,000 square meters, this will be the largest Legoland resort in the world, and will include the theme park, a water park, 3 themed hotels, and a shopping and entertainment district. The park itself will have 9 themed zones, which will host a variety of LEGO-inspired rides and attractions, including the classic Miniland displays, indoor and outdoor play areas, and the world's largest Legoland Theater, which will be big enough to seat over 1,000 guests. Legoland Shenzhen is also being marketed as a smart park, taking advantage of Shenzhen's latest developments in digital technology. This will be the first of 3 Legoland parks that will be opening across China, with the other 2 expected to open in 2025. Hossoland is a 40-hectare theme park being built in Poland. It will feature 50 attractions across 4 themed zones: the City of Mermaids, the Mysterious Kingdom of Botambria, Brave Viking Land, and Enchanted Dragon Mine Valley. Although not much is known about the actual attractions coming to the park, it is expected to include a few coasters from Vekoma and Mock Rides. The park is being designed by Jura Vision, who also designed the Aqualantis area at Energylandia. The park will be inspired by the legends and lore of the Baltic Sea, and looking at some concept art, we can see a Viking-themed swinging pendulum and river rapids rides, what appears to be a B&M invert, a water coaster, and a Helter-Skelter style spiral slide built into a lighthouse. Also, this awesome looking launch coaster, which looks similar to other projects that we've seen from Mock. Wonderla, India's largest amusement park chain, is preparing to open their 4th property in Bhubaneswar this year. Built on a 50-acre site, Wonderla Bhubaneswar will be the most compact of the Wonderla properties. It will feature 2 roller coasters, a family caterpillar coaster called Termite, a staple of the Wonderla parks, and a Mauer Ride spinning coaster that's originally operated at Lebanon's Habtoorland as Twister before that park permanently closed. A 5th Wonderla park is also expected to open in Chennai next year. And finally, a small park called Funland Tanjung Morawa in Indonesia just opened earlier this year on January 20th. Information about this place is pretty scarce, but we do know that it's attached to the already established Waterland Tamora water park. Some of the park's attractions include a wave swinger, a pirate boat called Viking, a spinning teacups ride, a carousel, a paratrooper, some kind of track car attraction, and a spinning coaster. And there you have it! Every new ride, roller coaster, attraction, and theme park that you can expect in 2024. Again, if you haven't seen parts 1 and 2 yet, be sure to go back and watch those. But wow, I think this might be the largest list I've ever done for this, and even then, I know it's probably incomplete. But that's where I turn it over to you. Which of these theme parks are you most excited for? Do you have any plans to visit any of them? And if there's any projects I might have missed, please let me know so that we can all learn about it. As I've said in the previous 2 videos, I love reading all the comments on these new for 2024 videos, so yeah, comment below and let me know what you think. But yeah, that brings us to the end of this new for 2024 Theme Park Parkay mini-series. Thank you so much for watching and following along, and if you want to see more theme park discussion videos and vlogs from all of my adventures, you might want to consider becoming a subscriber. You can also find more from me on social media. I'm at EDVParker on Instagram, Threads, and X, and at Adventures with Parker on TikTok and Facebook. As always, thank you so much to all of my Patreon supporters for all of the support you give me. For those of you who don't know, Patreon is a way for you to support the channel with a monthly donation, and those funds are used to pay for things like subscriptions for all the editing software I use, purchasing new equipment, and right now, I'm looking at launching a website for AWP, but I need a little more support before I can move forward with that. In return, you get fun bonus content and other perks depending on which tier you select. If that sounds like something you're interested in, you can learn more by visiting patreon.com/adbparker. Once again, thank you so much for joining me. I hope 2024 brings you lots of awesome adventures, and until next time, the adventures are calling. See ya!